Welcome to QuantLab. QuantLab में आपका स्वागत है. In some of my previous videos, I've talked about FIN-GPT and FIN-RL. These two were projects from a foundation called AI for Finance, and it's a non-profit organization which is dedicated to advancing AI in finance industry. So they have three large projects. One is called FIN-GPT, which I've talked about, and was very foundational in my own understanding of how AI and AI related areas can be plugged and joined with finance. And then reinforcement learning के लिए एक अलग framework है, which is called FIN-RL, which is the third one in the framework. Now, both of these were a little tech heavy, and honestly, the barrier to entry was high, specifically limiting some of the abilities or some of the capabilities जो कि आप बना सकते हो इन उसको use करके. So in this video, what I want to do is hop on to FIN-Robot, which is a very interesting framework and platform. So stick around the video till the end. You will gain a lot of understanding about how AI can be plugged into the domain of financial engineering. So let's dive in. All right. So this is the website, GitHub, whatever you want to call it, FIN-Robot, and it's an open source AI agent platform for financial applications using large language model. Kind of mouthful, but एक एक करके word wise देखते हैं that what it is meaning or referring to. All right. Before we go there, if you're new to my channel, I talk a lot about technology related for trading, be it core fundamental concepts or be it Python coding, integration with brokers, coding out strategies. And finally, I also talk a lot about AI and adjoining areas just to give you a perspective of कि क्या चल रहा है. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, hit comment, hit like, share this video with other people so that it reaches the right set of people. It will help me out in achieving my goals of democratizing knowledge around this space. Part 2 of the announcement, I am going to start a batch pretty soon for fundamentals of Python for financial engineering. It's a good exhaustive course meant for absolute beginners. Basic 8 hour का course होगा और 3 घंटे 4 घंटे का Q&A होगा, like 50% of Q&A. So completely rich from a doubt perspective, and you'll gain a lot from it if you're new to the space and if you want to build strategic knowledge. If your intent is to learn it for quick learning strategies, so that might not be for you, but do check out the link. It is in the description, and stay tuned for it. I might organize an ad hoc webinar for it, for 2 hours on this Sunday. So stay tuned to the community page, and I'll keep posted. Let's come back. So FIN-Robot, right? The idea is financial robots, and what are robots? They are automations that can help you achieve some piece of information. मतलब कुछ काम करने में आपका help करेंगे in an automated way. ओपन सोर्स क्या है, मतलब कोड इज अवेलेबल रेडिली. एंड AI एजेंट प्लेटफॉर्म जो वर्ड है ना, ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, इसको समझना है. तो थोड़ा सा इसमें डबल क्लिक करते हैं तो एक दूसरा इमेज दिखाते हैं जो AI एजेंट को डिस्क्राइब करता है कि व्हाट इज एन AI एजेंट. राइट, दिस इज एन इमेज फ्रॉम backers.ai, नॉट एफिलिएटेड और एनीथिंग, बट इमेज अच्छा लगा तो यूज़ कर रहा हूँ. दिस एट्रीब्यूशन, सो आई होप द गाइज प्लीज रीड आउट द आर्टिकल. इट्स एक्चुअली गुड इनफ, वेरी गुड आर्टिकल एज वेल. सो AI एजेंट क्या होता है, राइट? यूजुअली हम क्या करते हैं, वी टॉक टू लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल लाइक ChatGPT. हमने टाइप किया, आंसर मिल गया. इट्स अ वेरी 1-to-1 interaction. Second kind of interaction can be you give it some information about the operation or the data or the domain you have. Let's say you upload some PDFs and you ask question based on that, or you bring in your organization data and ask questions on that, or you bring in some external data and you ask questions on that. That is what is called as RAG architecture, retrieval augmented generation. मतलब जो LLM को नहीं पता है, and why it does not know is because it's trained on a certain point in time. Like its knowledge base is not like absolutely latest, or doesn't have the knowledge which is specific to your company, your needs. Like ChatGPT might not know what your company is doing, so आपको you can augment that information. So that's point number 2. Agents, इसके बहुत आगे चले जाते हैं. Agents take this to multitude of different scenarios and use cases. अब agent का क्या है? It's a think of it as a entity which understands natural language, and it can generate task list कि इस question के लिए क्या करना है, और उसको execute भी कर सकता है. So it understands natural language to understands prompts, generate task lists and execute those operations as well. तो अगर मैं बोलूँ कि get me the stock price of or forecast of a company in India, so it needs to understand and break the problem into get me the stock price of a company. So first it will need to do, let's say, data access via APIs. Yahoo Finance से data लेके आएगा. Second, it will understand the modeling paradigm कि इसको forecast करना है, predict करना है. Third, it will use some techniques to generate forecast and finally give me an answer. So there can be a multi-step processes. So as you can see in this diagram जो है screen पे, a user asks an AI agent a question, and it can go to any data or document. 2, it can execute some form of code, like it's a code execution, मतलब API call कर सकता है. And उसके बाद 3, it can connect to any kind of ML model. It can be actually any kind of model, and you can further give it to a chat LLM or an optimization problem or a prediction problem or a forecasting problem. Forecasting problem finance में क्या होगा कि stock price forecast करके दो, stop loss forecast करके दो. Optimization problem क्या होगा? Optimization will be, I have this portfolio composition, give me the right combination of it. Prediction could be, predict the return books of, give me the balance sheet, given balance sheets of a company for past 10 years, predict the PE or something like that. And there can be multitude of use cases. And then finally it can go to any LLM, any other LLM that you want it to be, from Meta, Google, etc, etc. So AI agent is a wild concept if you ask me. बहुत interesting है, बहुत exciting है. सब लोग इसके पीछे भाग रहे हैं. तो आपको भी भागना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं है. But it is important to know this if you are into building these kind of systems, and if you're trying to get into this space for using it for trading or stock market analysis, or you're building platforms that can help other traders as well. So that's what I would say is a AI agent. Now coming back to AI for finance. AI for finance is a framework or platform which brings all of this together in a single place, and hence the framework and ecosystem exist. I'm gonna talk about what happened. Why is it? Sorry about this. It should not. I'll just image go to so. Okay, maybe this is just hosted somewhere where I cannot access it, or there's some internet problem. I don't know. But so FIN-robot has there's different layers. So at the very base is the foundation models जो आप यहाँ पे देख पा रहे होंगे. Let's इसको थोड़ा और बड़ा कर लेते हैं. Let's just थोड़ा सा, हाँ ठीक है, पूरा स्क्रीन में भर के. तो यहाँ पे आप देख पा रहे होंगे this part. अरे यार, clicking is a bad idea. This part, multi-source LLM foundation models, which are Llama हो गया, ChatGPT हो गया, Falcon हो गया, any language model. Then you have another layer which is LLM ops and data ops, which is LLM ops का मतलब जो large language model को ज़रूरत है operationalization के लिए, और वो थोड़ा सा advanced हो गया, but आपको prompt engineering करनी है, code का automation करना है, it goes there. Data ops is all data related, कि financial data and FIN-NLP कैसे होगा, vector databases क्या होंगे, RAG architecture क्या होगा, etc, etc. And on top of it, you can have a financial LLM, something like FIN-GPT or any other custom model which you have built. And on top of it, other agents. Now, these agents could be having variety of use cases. Let's say, for example, you have market forecasting agents, which is trading strategist, multimodal agent, like chart data de diya. And I've talked about how you can include chart, like technical charts into ChatGPT, and it will give you an analysis. So things like that. And then there can be document analysis agents, which could be doing risk analysis, earning analysis, market analysis, unstructured data analysis. There could be plethora of agents, something like I'm interested in scraping the data of let's say certain news providers in the country, let's say moneycontrol.com, although it's illegal, but you're gathering data. Let's just say not scraping, you're gathering data, right? You can have an agent which gathers the data every day, build a sentiment, and throw it out at you. So इस पूरे framework का, the whole framework is intended to be having a multiple layers. जो 4 layers I think मैंने बात करी, the top layer is the agent AI layer, the second is the financial LLM algorithm layer, which are very tuned model for financial domain. Then it's the data and LLM ops layer, उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. And then multi-source financial model. Now as a trader, how useful is this for you? This is completely useless. कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Great that you have learned and saw the video. I think what you should be asking yourself is, how is this going to impact me? So in the future, if you are an analyst, a lot of these jobs can be automated by this. If you are somebody who's building a company which can do market analysis and publish reports for your customers, a lot of that can be automated using this. If you are somebody who does a lot of technical analysis for himself or for his customers and publishes report frequently, all of that can be automated using this. If you want to get into getting basic initial recommendations of algorithms and assessing how different algorithms are behaving, like have the right pieces of code, 3-4 different algorithms, backtesting logic, and have them evaluate, you can have an agent for it. Essentially, this technology has, and I say that with all the humility I have and don't mean to cause any chaos, but this technology has the potential to turn into something big couple of years down the line, where it can happily replace, let's say the low level or the I would say beginner level jobs for sure. बहुत easy हो जाएगा इससे करना, अगर किसी को ये समझ है तो. So yeah, that's why I'm bringing these conversations out to you. एजेंट का रोबोट का वर्क फ्लो कैसा रहेगा ये भी समझ लेते हैं. So यहाँ पे there's 2-3 different setups that has to be understood. So first is a user proxy. User sends it into an action group, which is, let's say, this. And then there is a different combinations of let's say agents that are existing. One is a director agent, other is an assistant agent, another is an LLM analyst agent. अलग kind of roles and personas आप दे सकते हैं. I'm looking in that screen, sorry for not shifting eyes. So different kind of LLMs can there, agents can there. एक LLM, एक agent हो सकता है which is like a boss agent, and it has different analysts doing different analysis, and it consolidates all that. It's possible. You can have an assistant which is 2-pair. You can have it's all possible, all within the realms of possible. सबके पास, each of them have access to all kinds of data imaginable. They can look at market news, they can look at financial, they can look at trading records, they can look at market depth, they can look at volume, they can look at delivery reports. What else can they look? They can look at chart, they can calculate technical indicators, they can do textual representation, etc, etc. All of this is powered by the brain, what they are calling as inner reflection. Let's not go there. I don't think the intent is to explain how it works, but it's rather to explain क्या क्या हो सकता है. And then all of these can connect to different data source API, Yahoo Finance, OpenBB, FIN-NLP, सब से integrate हो सकता है. You can have a multitude of tool calling interface, which is also very much possible with this. So yeah, that's the agent workflow, I would say. How important is this? Very, very important. How scary it is? Very, very scary. This is a more like a scheduler conversation that they are trying to say ki, how do you get the selection of each agent and LLM for each task. That's a good thought process to work around, but okay, I think it will be too much to get into. And then this article gets into all sorts of code and advanced configurations. I have not yet tried it, but I would believe this will be really, really fundamentally possible. Like forecaster are present, technical writing like equity research reports are possible. You can automate a lot of it. I'm going to work upon some of these, and I know there's a lot of projects that I have, but yeah, if somebody is interested, happy to partner with them. And then there's bunch of references around AI agents, masking data, ChatGPT को कैसे use करना, etc, etc. Now that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. This became actually a longer video than I had originally thought. So yeah, I'll hope you have watched the video and enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for listening. Bye bye.